Hey!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sawyer-Rae here, and today we are filming a girl chat. So I have my two friends here. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and we're gonna just get into it.
Hey y'all, I'm Aubriana.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor.
Taylor's here for a second appearance. Remember, Taylor East Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yeah, I think on my Instagram I had asked people like about a girl chat, and the topics were like relationships, living in a new city, friends, things like that. So we're just gonna kind of talk about that and maybe give a little bit of background about, you know, not too much, whatever you're comfortable with, but kind of your how did we make our ways to Dallas and how did that work out for us, and you know, what's our review, where are we standing at it with it now, just kind of that thing.
Okay, well, I'll start off. So how did I get to Dallas? Okay, so I was born and raised in Chicago, and after that I went to school in Missouri, where I actually met Adriano, and then I think it was like my junior year, Mizzou kicked me out. They were like, you can't afford it here, you gotta go. I was devastated, didn't want to stick around, so I was like, I'm ready to move to another city, let's start fresh. And then I ended up in Dallas. I didn't want to go back to the cold. I was over being freezing every day, it felt like. So I said, let's try Dallas out.
I got here because, okay, so I met Taylor at Mizzou. I stayed in Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, to be specific, for like 2 years after I graduated. And I just had to get out of Missouri because I'm also from Chicago area. So it just wasn't, it's not a place you want to be, you guys. I'm sorry if you're there, but it's just not a place you want to be. And I just quit my job and just moved here jobless. And our other friend did that. And so I kind of just followed Taylor here to be.
And that's what's up, because when I was in college, I always heard about people living in Texas, and I'm originally from New York. I don't think I've talked about that on my channel yet, but I'm originally from New York, lived there, grew up there most of my life, all the way until I was 18, and then I went to college in New Orleans. And when I got to New Orleans, all these people were talking about Texas, and the first time I ever went to Texas was when I was living in New Orleans. And I went to Houston, and I really liked it, but it wasn't giving. So,
Not at all.
Yeah, it wasn't giving. So my brother, he was living in Dallas at the time when I graduated, and I went and visited him, and I was like, oh, it's lit. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I think it was maybe because of where his apartment was, but I just really liked it. And I went to grad school in DC, and I knew that when Ryan and I came back, that we were gonna come and live in Dallas because we just felt like it fit our vibe.
I love it here in Dallas.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like I talk about this at least once a week, and I don't try to put down Houston. Like, I just feel like it comes up just by living in Texas and living so close to Houston. But to me, sorry y'all if you're from Houston, Houston is a little bit dirtier. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, like so I said, it doesn't give what Dallas is giving. It's like, here I feel clean, like it's like I can get my life together if I want to when I can. But in Houston, I feel like I'll be out every day too, like every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Outside. That would be crazy. That's nuts.
I'm gonna be outside every day right now.
No way.
And let's talk about that, because I feel like with the pandemic, it was this moment of like being inside. And now that, you know, this whole outside movement, we'll call it, has started. You know, I think that for me, first when I came out here, I wasn't really outside because I didn't have anybody to be outside with. So it was the idea of like meeting friends. And yeah, let's talk about that. Meeting friends, how to meet friends.
Well, when I first moved here, y'all, it's like, I feel like every Friday, every weekend I had the same routine. Like, I was making myself excited to like go home, and I would get a Redbox movie every Friday when I got off work.
That's such a fun fact.
every Friday. No, it was like, because I had to hype myself up for it. Because like you're used to. Well, I was used to being around my friends all the time, and I had no friends here that I could just hang out with on the weekend. So I had to hype myself up, tell myself, go get the Red Box movie, get a bottle of wine, and then we're gonna make this fun. That was my fun activity every weekend. So for about 2 years, I had some friends come and go. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a few friends from my old job, and we were hanging out now and again. But it's nothing like those like friends like you like grew to love and like you're used to being
just
around,
down to go out.
Yeah, like just down to go out and like just fix your vibe and everything. So it took like 2 years, and then Courtney was like, my friend Courtney, she's not here right now, but she said, I'm moving to Dallas. I was so like excited because I was like, finally I'll have a friend that I can actually do stuff with. Yeah.
Like a roll dog.
A roll dog.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I only want to be outside right now. I say every day. It's really just yesterday and today. That's my instead of every day. That's only because like I just quit my job and I'm having a lull, so I have nothing to do tomorrow.
Got it.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. That is what it is. And y'all, I'm tired of being outside personally. I'm tired. Like, so I said, I feel like after COVID, like during COVID, we had to basically just be inside. And I'm not saying COVID's over, but I feel like there has been a period of people being outside. So it's like, I've been one of those people going outside. And I'm tired. I'm tired of spending money like outside. My body is like physically exhausted. Like, it took me a lot to get here today, honestly. I had tears in my eyes at one point today. I'm so tired.
Yeah, and I think that with like jobs and careers, because I feel like you and I have had that conversation before. I feel like I've had that conversation with people. And when I first moved out here, I was interviewing for my job that I have now. We're moving here, and I was in my suitcases, and I'm looking for my suit through my suitcase. And you know, I got my job, but when we moved here, we didn't have jobs, and of course, luckily we're blessed enough to be able to be in that situation. But I know there's a lot of videos about people who will come out here to Dallas and not have jobs and make that work for them. And I think it's a good city for making that work for you, because there's lots of opportunity here. And I think in all of the fields that we're in, there's opportunity for us to expand and grow and change careers and change jobs and grow in that lane.
For sure.
So you didn't have a job when you moved here either?
No.
Me either. So we're on the same boat.
Me neither. I do not have a job here.
Moving without a job, and like that's a scary idea, you know. But I've seen this thing where it's like moving in your 20s moving from the city that you're from in your 20s is like a life hack. And I really do think that's a word, because moving out of the city that you're from, you're able to grow so much. You're able to be uncomfortable for a little while.
Yeah.
And like being in those spaces where you have to be alone and have to get the Red Box movie and have to kind of figure it out by yourself for a while, that helps you to like grow into yourself and to get to know who you are. So that when friends come around, you're able to be self-aware enough to say, I want to be inside.
That's so true.
You're talking to
You know what I realized with like moving here, like with no family and not knowing anyone. So like, well, I knew luckily like I had friends here, but in my job, like they would always be like, oh, my family, and I was also like the youngest person on my team, and I was all like, oh, my friends, but it's like my friends have became my family here.
Yeah.
Because I don't have my family here. There's no family to talk about.
That was actually one of my mom's biggest concerns. Like when I first moved here, so my mom was like, what if something goes wrong? What if you're a flat tire? Who are you gonna call? What if something goes wrong and you're not feeling safe? What are you gonna do? And I feel like you never really think about that. Well, I know personally, I didn't think about that. I was just like, oh man, like, what if that does happen? Luckily, nothing like terrible happened while I was living here in 2 years by myself. But that's also a thing you have to think about. Like if you're not used to that, I would also say like, Sawyer said it's a life hack, and I do definitely agree it's a life hack, but also make sure you're mentally ready for that, because it's not an easy thing to do. That's why it is a life hack, because once you do navigate and figure it out, it's like, oh, I can stand on my own but if you're used to being around your family, be real with yourself and know what your capabilities are. Don't try to push yourself too much, because then you might end up hating where you are, because you're trying to like master this life hack and do what everybody else seems to be doing.
You might fall into a depression. You might get anxiety because you like have everything on you. You don't have a support system around you. And that's why I have to get out of Missouri.
Yeah, for sure.
Had to get out.
For sure. No, Missouri will bring you down. Bring you down.
That's what they call it, Missouri.
Misery.
Oh, wow, you
didn't know that?
Misery.
That is funny. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna get into, a little spice now, the relationships. So I can't speak from a perspective like dating in Dallas, but I'm definitely curious and I want to hear about it. And I know they want to hear the tea on dating in Dallas and, what does that look like?
I think Taylor said I don't want to say that, but Taylor said that you said I talked to the most people here and I've been here the least amount of time.
The least amount of time. I would think I was Sawyer. I don't know if I can talk about dating in Dallas.
Okay, so I can speak on like the apps. Like I've been on the dating apps or whatever. They're not good. I'm actually tired of them. I'm not gonna get back on them.
I'm sick of them.
Yeah. If that answers the question, I just think it's like some people get lucky, some people don't. I feel like that's every city though.
I feel like that's just love in general. Some people are like you gotta do what and what. Like no, I feel like it all comes down to luck. Like yes, you can be strong mentally. Yes, you can be in your best physical shape. Yes, you can be financially where you want to be. But that doesn't guarantee you a life partner. That just that does not guarantee you anything. It's just like you're doing the best for yourself right now. But I feel like love literally comes down to luck.
So I guess the first guy I talked to here, I did not like him. I don't know what I was doing. That's kind of like all. Like I literally just I get PTSD from him.
Oh no.
Actually, so that was not a good situation at all. He's one of the people that moved here. He's actually from St. Louis, so
misery.
And he was miserable. He was miserable. Okay, that answers. He was miserable.
That's sweet.
Personally, I feel like I wouldn't say I really dated for the what do people talk to? I've talked to like a number of people here. I think I went through my first toxic situationship here for sure. And
I don't think that was your first, but that was
it was definitely like the first adult situation where it's like I'm navigating this on my own, before it's like I can only do so much.
Okay.
But and I wouldn't say it was horrible the whole time, but it had its ups and downs. But overall it was not healthy. Let's just say it was very unhealthy.
I went on like one date with an older man here.
How old was he?
How old was he?
He was 39. I'm 26.
Okay.
He was 39.
That's not crazy. That's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous, but that was definitely something. That was not my first time ever dating an older man. But that was that would have been bad if it had continued. I was just trying something new.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like I've just been trying new things. I am currently on a dating hiatus though.
Okay.
I plan on being single until February.
Okay, I'm here for that.
We'll see. I wouldn't say I'm on a dating hiatus. I said it's just not interesting to me. I don't even think I would have to try to not talk to someone because it's it's not even I'm working on myself. Well, naturally, but that's not one of the reasons. It's just I have no desire to right now. I feel I don't know. I just have no desire in my heart.
So I guess from my perspective, coming to Dallas, I was in a relationship. Ryan and I moved here together. We're living here together. Together. Spoiler alert.
They made it, y'all.
But I think that being married and then having single friends, or vice versa, being single and then having friends who are in relationships. But I think, and definitely be honest with me and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm able to balance it really well. But I also think that comes in with having a good partner who's able to understand that girl, like you need girl, like I need girl fun. That's the type of person I am. Like I need to have fun with my girlfriends. But also when you're having friends who are single, when you're married, you have to make sure that those friends are also respectful of your relationship. I think like I've been lucky that I've never had friends who would put me in a situation that would be compromising to me, or put me in a situation that would be uncomfortable.
Right.
So, and I think that comes with like your friends knowing who you are, knowing your partner, and then knowing like, you know, what you're about.
For sure.
And I think like also like knowing that you have like responsibilities here at home. Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't really have responsibility. Like we have responsibilities, but like we
to ourselves. Like we're not
right. So it's like we know like not to like plan. Like don't just text you be like, Sawyer, do you wanna go to Parliament? It's gonna be a no.
And there's no hard feelings about it.
Yeah.
Like we know her responsibilities, and that's okay.
But I told Taylor, I always told her like I'm a person who I'm the friend who's like I need to know, like I like to be invited even if I can't go.
Same.
Just invite me. I don't know. That made me feel better when I see it on Instagram.
Let me ask you wanna go to Parliament tonight?
No, girl, but thank you.
That's definitely means like relationship, no relationship. It's like if you're gonna go with work friends, just ask me. Even if you know in your heart, like this girl about to say no, just put it out there. Just put it out there, please, Lord.
Put it out there. You never know. I can't know.
Because now it's like I just see it on Instagram and it's like, wow.
By the way, I feel like I would just be like, I'm glad not to be out.
Okay. That's
But
fair.
what if it was someplace you wanted to go?
True. Like Parliament.
I would rather just be like, I guess God didn't want me out tonight. Roll your eyes.
She might be saying this for the cameras, y'all.
I don't think so. Test it out there.
Saying this for the cameras. Budgeting, saving,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm texting.
being broke.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Because when I first got here, and like I was saying, I didn't really have friends, so I didn't really have like, you know, really think about like, oh yeah, going out money, dinner money, like. But then when you have friends, I think that when you have friends, it's like, oh, I'm going to dinner with my girls tonight, and then it's that idea, like budgeting for sometimes like when things just pop up, like random things that you might want to go do, like I don't know, randomly go to amusement park or something like that.
I feel like you're using like the word budget very well, where like I think at one point I was doing well with a budget, and like at this point I'm not. Like I'm to the point where like I have to start being honest with people and being like, I cannot do this. Like there's a friend of ours is in town now, and she was like, let's go out. She was like, I wanted to go do like dinner and drinks or something, or brunch, and I was like, I just have to be honest, like can we do a movie night in instead?
But that's real, and like people, like that's respectable, because you have to be like comfortable enough with yourself to be able to say that, but also like that's real. You know, if you're friends with somebody, you should be able to say that to them. Hey, I can't. Like, and if you're my friend, then you're gonna say, cool, we'll move with how you move. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people too, like, especially our age, get caught up in this, like, we have to be doing this, like, keeping up with what people are doing. And it's like, oh, they did this, so, like, my friend group needs to do this. But it's like, you need to be honest with yourself, because y'all might be going broke, like, and that's okay. But you gotta, like...
It's not okay to be going broke.
No, it's... you're right. That's not okay to be going broke. That's not okay, y'all.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah, so you don't go broke.
Like, leave the Telfair bag. You know, they got a chokehold right now in the black community.
If you can't afford it, don't get in. I'm not just telling y'all. This is being recorded, so I can remember too.
Okay.
If you can't afford it, don't do it. It should be so simple, but like you said, when you get, and for me, it's like an excitement thing. Sometimes I can get myself so excited. It has nothing to do with my friends. It's like if I tell myself, I'm in a good mood today, I want to go out. Ooh. That is like my downfall. Because now it's like I'm trying to convince everybody else to be in the same mood. And it's like, okay, well, we are feeling the vibe, well, let's go out. And now we're out spending $50 on a shot, so we need to be in the house. We don't need to be doing this. There's not a celebration. It's just on this couch.
So how is it for you? It's like it's different. Like we said, like we don't have responsibilities except for ourselves. You have responsibilities. Like you got a lot going on. So like, is it easy for you to say no to like spending money? Like if I don't know. Like last week when we were at Six Flags and it was like we were all about to buy that Flash Pass. Like if we all were like, let's buy it, would you guys have said no, or would you have just done it?
Well, I think that's when it like comes tricky to be in a relationship because like I mean like, are we pulling from the pot, or are we pulling from like where are we taking that funds from? And if we're taking that funds out, then like what was that funds gonna be used for? So I think like I don't have a hard time saying no because like I guess in my head like I like to use, to be honest with you, besides my bills, I like to use my money to like for myself and to go shop and to go like do self-care. So when I'm thinking of the Flash Pass of $80, I'm like, like I don't know about that.
The one that was worth it was $120.
Yeah, to me it was like, that's an outfit at Zara. And I'm like, nah, like I'd rather go to Zara. Like I don't know, that's just what I think. But also maybe if it was something that I was more interested in, like it's hard for me to, let me say this, it's hard for me to say no to spend money in the stores. That's my downfall. Like I'm become big on shopping, so I feel like that's where I'm kind of like, that's where I get a little like, I have to put myself, and in the past couple of months I've really put myself on a real strict spending budget, especially with like clothes, and really just utilizing like what I have and not like going overboard or overindulging. Like with my nails, I used to be spending a lot of money on my nails, and I realized like I don't have the lady who was doing my nails, she's not there anymore, so let's just go do something real basic, spend $40 instead of spending almost $200 on nails and toes. Like that's too much money.
It's so easy to spend that much money on nails and toes. People don't even get it.
And I've stopped.
And then just swipe. And all for like, I just feel like for females, like all you have to do is just be in that mood. Just be in the mood.
That's what it is. It's all of like, oh, I'm feeling good today.
Yeah. Let me swipe hard 500 times.
Yeah,
I get that mood like once a quarter.
Let me get in that mood. It's just not good. But it's like, you have to have these habits because you can't just be spending impulsively all the time. Like eventually we will have a partner that we need to like hold accountable, and we can't just be like, oh, I'm in that mood today, you know? Like that just can't happen. But I also feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like sometimes I'm like, honestly, that would be one of the benefits of actually having a partner is like, if I'm not doing something, I don't have to worry, like, I'm not the one, like, I'm the only one in the house not doing it. Like, we can spend time together. Whereas, like, when you're single, it's like, if I'm not doing it, and then my friends are doing it, it's like, what is my alternative? Like, I'm just in the house by myself, and how many times is that going to happen? Like, maybe 2 or 3 times, and it's like, okay, well, I'm bored, and how am I ever gonna meet anyone in this house?
I was gonna say that too. The thing is, because we're single, like, and if you want to get in a relationship and one day be married, not everyone wants to, but if you do, now you gotta get out of the house because these apps aren't doing it. The apps are working for some people, but it's not doing it for me anymore.
I agree, and I think, yeah, you're right. Because if I don't go somewhere, like if I don't go somewhere with you guys, then I'm, Ryan and I are gonna either stay here, or we're gonna go do something else that's more affordable, or whatever. Go get ice cream. I don't know. Go get a McFlurry, whatever.
If the machine's working.
If the machine's working. But I mean, there is an alternative. So I guess that is kind of a positive to having. I mean, there's a lot of positives to having a partner, but that's a positive, But I think like being in a relationship, like we were saying earlier, like being married, young, like all that stuff, like I think people see the glitz and the glamour of it, but they don't see that relationships there's a lot of work, and it's hard work. And it's like, if Ryan and I have been together since we were 19 years old, so not only have we been like working on our own selves, but also like working on ourselves and also growing through that. So I think that when people are not in a relationship, then that's a good time for them to grow into their own self, so that when that person does come along, like, they can grow with them, and they're healing from the traumas, because sometimes you have to heal. If you're with somebody when you're young, you're still healing with your traumas. So your traumas, you're still going through that, and growing through that with that person. So that's that's another side of that too.
That's a great insight.
Thanks.
It is.
I appreciate that. I'm silly laughing, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. So, thank y'all for tuning in to our girl chat. If you guys are interested in this kind of thing, like, let me know. Seriously. Comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, don't forget to give me fire emojis. And also, like, I think it'd be really fun in the future for us to do like an advice, send us in some suggestions, you know, like a Ask Ginger column, you know. I don't know, it'd be kind of cool. But I really just appreciate Aubrey and Taylor for coming and talking with me this evening and just sharing their opinions. And it's not easy to put yourself out there and be authentically you, so I appreciate y'all for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. So excited to be here. So excited to talk to you all.
You guys know I love conversations, so we can talk
She talks
all
a
the time.
lot.
We can talk all the
Talks
time.
a lot.
Y'all just want to chat, you know, just hit me up. No problem.
Don't invite the weirdo.
Yeah, don't be weird. Don't be weird. Don't be weird.
Bye, guys.